today. From Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, this is the NFL on EA Sports.
Here's Randy Bullock now to put toe to leather. And with towels waving, we're underway from Heinz Field. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
On the give, this is Harris. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down. He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Throw left side complete. That's Harris. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. On is Presley Harvin now as he'll send this one away. Back deep, Chester Rogers. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Here comes the Tennessee offense, and you see Ryan Tannehill leading them out.
And one of the things that has really impressed me about Ryan Tannehill has been his perseverance. Early in his career, didn't have the success that he desired. Had some injuries that slowed his development, but he kept working at his craft, and now he's a guy that I think you can put a game on his shoulders.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him, and he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw into the hands of Ferkser here. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Tannehill on first down. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. Tannehill now to throw. Gets this to Ferkser, the tight end. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 23.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage. Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Tannehill. Buying time to his left. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. From the gun, here's Tannehill. Caught on the slant. And the Titans are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Here's Tannehill. Dancing to his left. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Alex Highsmith able to run him down for a loss of a yard. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Steps away to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Ryan Tannehill taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
Defensively by now, You know his ability. You know he has it in him to take off and run.
Yeah, because they knew coming into this game, but we've already seen examples in this contest that he can run the football.
I think they're going to examine different ways to rush him now. Are they going to do it with different lanes? Are they going to use a spy? But they have to come up with options because right now, he's hurting them.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. And that is going to be caught. And it moves the lead to 8-0. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Roethlisberger. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
8-0 our score with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It'll be a 51-yard attempt. And Boswell's kick is good. And they get on the board, trailing now 8-3. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw a bit closer here in the second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
Taken in at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Time again to see what Ryan Tannehill and the Titans can do. And he's been fun to watch run the football. We know he can pass, but using his legs effectively here in this one.
No doubt about it. Watch him maneuver in the pocket, out of the pocket, making the plays that he's making, which are breaking down the defense. I thought back to when we had our morning jog before the game, and I couldn't keep up with you. Those legs, they're valuable for his team.
Shrugs him off. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. tuck it and get all you can.
On first down, Tannehill. That's complete to his tight end, Ferkser. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. On first and 10, Tannehill escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And this is incomplete. Well played defensively, nearly had the interception, but it's second down. Second and 10. Tannehill. Throw left side here, hauled in by the tight end, Ferkser. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 35. Tannehill. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Here's Tannehill. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Devin Bush able to get in there and drop him behind the line. So third and long after the Titans. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Throwing on third down, Tannehill. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Chester Rogers in the final seconds of the first half. And the Titans will extend their lead here just before halftime. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for two. The final shot here before the break, Tannehill. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on a two-point try. Well, split the difference, and they're right where they would have been with two PATs. They got the two-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. Cameron Batson now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Tannehill. He'll buy some time right. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. They snap it to Tannehill. He's got a man. It's Ferkser, the tight end. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Now it's Tannehill. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton. And the Steelers are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he will have the 1st down here as he's up to the 15.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Roethlisberger going to get that to Ebron. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. Throw left side, taken in by Claypool.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the 1st half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now here's another carry for Harris. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st.
And that's why you spend a 1st-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. That catch good for only a couple. 2nd down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the 1st sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. It's brought in by Harris. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 2 important parts to that play. 1, you get a 1st down, obviously. Charles, 2, managed to get out of bounds.
Love the way you dissected that, but he threw it in the middle of the field, so they picked up the 1st down, but he had to work his way to the sideline to stop the clock. What a great effort.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
And that's a much-needed 1st down right there. Look, they're down by 8, so logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack. At after the sack on first down. Roethlisberger, he gets it complete to Harris. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. The Steelers on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Ebron with it over the middle. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 13-yard line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Here's Roethlisberger. Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Steelers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th.
The touchdown is huge, but the focus now is on the 2-point play. I don't want to say they have a cushion here, but if they don't get it, they still have a chance for onside kick.
They would need some big-time help, but you're right. There would be a shot, but the focus right now on that 2-point conversion. So a big play now as the Steelers will go for 2. Now Roethlisberger to the end zone, but it's incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And shutting him off, now open field. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Derrick Henry. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. A toss left, Henry. First down and much more for Henry. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Yeah, he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. Being chased out left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Devin Bush able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
Today, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, this is Madden Football on EA Sports.
Not something you expect to see from the opening kickoff, that's for sure, and they will start at the 40. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Throwing, Jones. Out to the right here to Shepard. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty. A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw here pulled in by Galladay. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, there he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Looking deep downfield. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Darius Slayton, 64 yards. And the Giants are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Gano the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble of bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Tampa Bay coming out along with a man who needs no introduction, the great Tom Brady.
Well, we've all seen what Tom Brady can do on a football field for a couple of decades now. But how about his most impressive accomplishment? Moving to a different franchise and taking them to a Super Bowl title as well. Not many players can continually stiff-arm Father Time the way that he has.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw pulled in by Gronkowski. Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stopped short of the 30. 3 yards the gain there, second down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points.
A contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards.
Not sure much more could have been done there defensively. One up with him, tried to knock it away, tried to get an arm in, unsuccessfully.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he's taken down inside the 30. On 1st down, Brady. Wide open, Gronkowski. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Brady going to throw. Flushed out right. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Tom Brady punching it in from a yard away. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Brady will look to throw for it. Forced out to his left. And he'll get in. And they take an 8-7 lead. Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, one up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, they just scored, they got the lead, and they decided to keep their foot on the accelerator, so to speak.
Scouting, scouting, scouting. They had to have seen something in their preparation for this game that told them in this situation, if they get the look they like, let's go ahead and go for it anyway. They like being bold.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Looking to throw again on second down. Brady. Gronkowski got it on the crossing route. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Finding room to the 20, and all the way down to the 17-yard line. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Brady. And he's got Gronkowski. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Rob Gronkowski there to make the grab. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. Brady's going to look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So 2 successful 2-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or 2-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can't stop them in any direction.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. Second and 11. Now Jones gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Off the play fake, Jones finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
2nd down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5. Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Back to throw. Jones. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Darius Slayton, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Giants able to get this back within a touchdown. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead is down to 2. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Here's Brady. And he finds Gronk. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's a throw caught by Gronkowski. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Brady now on first down. And Gronkowski's got it, complete over the middle. And he will be brought down, but a first and goal coming up as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. Now Brady again. And he's got Gronkowski. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Rob Gronkowski with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense.
And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2. The third time wasn't a charm. They got the first 2 two-point tries. Still have the lead, but couldn't get the third.
Okay, so they didn't get this one, but I have to ask you, what matchup are they seeing that they feel that confident to go for 2 so often?
Yeah, we talk about this a lot, but it has to be something, you're right, that they saw all week, correct?
Definitely game planned for them. Felt good about being aggressive and going for it. And right up until that one, they had gotten 2 for 2.
Jones now on first down. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And it's incomplete.
So many times we've seen him trying to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And the Giants are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A very important third down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up first and goal.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks, and he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Finds his tight end, Ingram. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Nice job understanding the situation. Third and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
Gano's kick is good, and that'll get the lead down to 5. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take it to it.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. It's complete. He's got Gronk. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report.
The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. And they get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And they're going to speed things up here. Throwing on first down is Brady. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Well, a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This is caught. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Tom Brady to his old Patriot pal, Rob Gronkowski. And the Buccaneers take the opening kickoff of the third. To extend their lead. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it, so a sack on a 2-point try. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll go to Barkley again. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. On the draw, this is Barkley. And he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Shotgun now for Brady. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
To throw again on 2nd down. Brady. And oh, look at the catch by Gronkowski. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And he's got Gronkowski yet again. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Touchdown! Tom Brady to his old Patriot pal, Rob Gronkowski, as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes, carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. On second down, here's Barkley. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down. Facing this big first-half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. Brady now on 1st down. He's got his big tight end, Gronkowski. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Now Brady. Here's Johnson with a reception. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Off the edge, the sack by Reggie Ragland.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play.
And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Tom Brady to his old Patriot pal, Rob Gronkowski. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
Boy, that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. By rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position. So that one will be accepted. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Going right side, he finds Slayton. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
And this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages. Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Jones throw taken in by Slayton. And he's got a first down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
And it's caught. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal. Back to throw again. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley there to make the grab. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. They're taking a peek at whether or not those... So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Gano the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Brady going to look to throw. Open man, Gronkowski complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. To throw, it's Brady. And again, he'll find Gronkowski complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Oh, some strong running. And he's got Gronkowski. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Rob Gronkowski there to make the grab. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. And it's incomplete. But a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got. Gronk, so tough to cover. Sometimes the flag's going to come out.
His size and his ability create a lot of these pass interference calls. If you're trying to go through him to get to the ball, that's almost impossible, and he benefits on the play.
Flush to his right. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Throwing, Jones. A short throw to Ingram. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Here's Jones. Throwing on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jones. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Jones to throw on 3rd down. Looking for Shepard deep. Got a man and caught at the 6-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Bucs are winners here as we say so long from Tampa.